I had a realization recently that hit me harder than I expected. For years, I thought that I was afraid of failure. I thought I was procrastinating because I was afraid I wouldn't succeed. But when I really sat with it, I didn't really feel true. Then I thought maybe I was afraid of success. And that didn't quite fit either. And what I realized was that I was afraid of having something and then losing it. You see, as a child, I moved a lot. We moved constantly, and we didn't have much. And even when something good came into my life, there was often this feeling in the background that probably it wasn't going to last. So without realizing it, I learned not to get too attached, not to get too excited, not to trust a good thing too much. Because if it disappeared, maybe it wouldn't hurt as much. At least that's what I thought. So the thing is that those strategies, they don't just stay in childhood, they follow us through adulthood, into relationships, into business, into opportunities, and into joy. So I started noticing that whenever something good happened, there was this little tiny voice in the background saying, don't get too excited yet. Let's wait and see. Don't celebrate too early. Don't count on it. And then I noticed something else. I wasn't necessarily stopping myself from having what I wanted. I was stopping myself from fully actually admitting what I wanted. I became really good at convincing myself that I was just okay with less. Really good at finding reasons why I didn't need the thing anyway. Really good at being grateful for what I already had. Now, don't get me wrong, gratitude is important. But I think that sometimes I was using gratitude to protect myself from vulnerability, because wanting something means admitting that it matters. And if it matters, there could be a chance that you could lose it. So then another realization hit me. I don't think I was actually afraid of loss. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to handle the loss. And honestly, I actually had evidence for that. There was a period in my life where I felt like everything just came crashing down. The family, the house, the career, the future that I thought I was building. And we all went through, COVID. And I isolated, I struggled. I made choices I wouldn't make today. And I created a mess that years later I would have to go back and face. And maybe that's the part that, scared me the most. Not the loss. The aftermath. The rebuilding. The cleanup. The having to look at everything and ask, now what? So, of course, part of me learned, don't watch too much, don't need too much, don't get your hopes up, because, hey, if you never fully want it, you never really fully risk losing it. But lately, I've been questioning all of that, because what kind of life is that? A life where you never fully want something, you never fully love, you never fully celebrate, you never fully receive. Maybe that's not safety. Maybe that's just fear wearing a different outfit. And this is something that I see all the time with the women that I work with. So most women, they don't come to me saying, Mandy, you know what? I'm afraid of receiving. No, they come saying that they're stuck. That they procrastinate, that they sabotage themselves, that they can't seem to follow through, that they keep settling for less than they actually want. But when we actually start pulling back the layers underneath, a fear of disappointment, a fear of being actually seen for who they are, a fear for asking for more, and a fear of success, a fear of loss, a fear of wanting something and not getting it, or wanting something, getting it, and then losing it. So they shrink their desires and they stay in preparation mode. They wait and wait and wait until they feel ready. They wait until they feel certain. They wait until they feel safe. But life doesn't come with certainty. The only thing any of us truly have is this moment. This breath. This conversation. This opportunity. This season of life. And maybe the goal isn't to protect ourselves from uncertainty. Maybe the goal is to actually build enough trust in ourselves that we know that we can meet whatever life brings. Not perfectly, not without pain, but we can meet it. Because when you trust yourself, something shifts. You stop pretending that you don't want what you want. You stop shrinking your desires. You stop waiting for certainty, and you stop waiting for permission. And you start participating in your life again. Not because you're guaranteed a happy ending, but because you're no longer spending your whole life waiting for the other shoe to drop.